Can you maybe explain us a little bit what will be your new role with the Montreal Canadiens?
Yes. So I'm starting as the European player development coach. So I'll be based in Europe, basically helping out all the draft picks from Europe. We have Sweden, Switzerland, Finland now. So, just helping out them, watching their games, go visit them, talk to their coaches, agents. So pretty much everything that's involved in player development and, just trying to make them as ready as they can be once they head over here.
What's your connection with the people in charge of Montreal? How have you come to know them?
Well, there's a few old connections. Jeff was with the Rangers a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jeff might have been there, but otherwise it was pretty, like, for the past year, like, he retired a year ago. So the past year I kind of went through like junior tournaments, kind of meeting people, and it kind of organically came together and had an interview with Montreal, and pretty quickly, I guess they've internally talked a couple of years, maybe adding somebody in Europe. So it kind of came together, and I was really happy about that.
What do you think about the prospect pool of the Montreal Canadiens, especially in Europe?
Yeah, I think it's good. Like they've had a lot of draft picks, obviously, and in Europe, there's a couple of older guys now, like Oliver Kapanen just signed. He's going to be obviously a priority. They got the guy in Zurich, Vincent Rohrer. Sakuskit now, when we're in the same hometown, so I'll see him a lot. So I'm excited to get started and really get to know better all these players. Obviously, it's a second day for me too, so I'm looking forward to kind of watching video and go meet them face to face, what kind of guys there are, and go from there.
You had a chance to see the Pyu Son play during the last year a little bit?
Yes, I did. I mean, it's an interesting story. He's really like a late bloomer. Like I said, we were from the same hometown, and he wasn't really talked about too much when he was younger, and really a nice story about how he really grew last year and really took big steps. So excited to see where that goes next year. I think he'll keep getting better and even stronger. So, but like I said, he's so much younger than me that our paths haven't really crossed with him. I've skated with his dad quite a bit, but it'll be nice to get to know him too.
Do you feel that there is a need for that sort of job in particular, where sometimes drafted prospects who are playing in Europe might not have the same closeness to the supervision of the team than if they were playing in North America? So there's definitely a need for having boots on the ground there.
Well, yeah, I think nowadays you look at the younger players, they really want information. They want a lot of information about everything, feedback. So I think it's going to help. I'll be there close. I know well a lot of the systems and the style of play and different coaches and different, clubs, what kind of culture they have. So I have, maybe a little bit better feel of what they're going through. Obviously myself, playing in Europe my last years, I know kind of what's it like for a young player to be there. So I think it'll help. I think it will be an important thing for them to know more about Montreal and what's expected when they come here, what's going to be like training camp. It's going to be way different than, training camp in Europe. So like little things like that. So they will be more ready when they come.
You played over 600 games in the NHL. How much staying in the hockey world was important for you at this point?
Sorry, what was?
How much staying in the hockey world was important for you at this point after more than 600 games in the NHL as a player?
Yeah. I mean, it helps when you have experience, and I think important too that I finished in Europe. So I know I was in Switzerland a bit and Finland. So I think if I would just play in the NHL and then start working with the European guys, it would take me a while to learn more, like what's going on in Europe. Not, if you're gone 15 years, you don't really know what's going on in the European leagues. But I think that helps too.
We don't see a lot of European young players coming over to the American League. They'd rather stay in their home country, develop there, and make the transition when they're ready to make the jump. Do you think that there are things that can be done by organizations to make sure that that transition is made easier, and so that if they don't come, even if they choose not to come to the American League, the way that they develop in Europe can be properly translated to the NHL level? You know, are there improvements that can be made there?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Like, for me, for example, if give you an example, if I look at tape, for example, with a guy, I might have given an example, okay, like if you go to North America, this is how you should do this play, or this is what's expected, like little things like that. But I think, you know, every individual is kind of different. Like I came over pretty young. I played 2 years in the minors. I kind of went through the minor route.
Right.
So I have a good, you know, positive, you know, experience about that. So you know, every player is different, but for me, coming over here, you're always closer. You're always closer to the NHL, and certainly, but you know, that's case by case. Some player might be better off staying a little longer, grow, stay maybe home, you know, live with the parents for 1 year longer or so. We'll go kind of case by case.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Montreal.
Yeah.